4 years ago, the world wept slightly as the Victoria's Secret fashion show was pulled from the air over controversies surrounding how would you describe the controversies, Mary? Is it because that they weren't inclusive, or is it just because it was sexist? They cited sexist working conditions, misogynist working conditions at Victoria's Secret.
Well, the body positivity movement had a part to play in it, but also a lot of trans people thought that trans models were not included enough in Victoria's Secret's promotional materials because they get to be real women too, right?
Well, now it's back. It's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. The Victoria's Secret fashion show is going to be...
I thought that they put it on hiatus because of like the fact that it's hugely expensive to put on and lost the money.
I mean, it does lose the money every year. Like, I'm sure it loses it, but it's...
They were losing tons of money anyway because, like, they were, ruining their own brand by making it more inclusive already.
Exactly. So it says the company further said that their new brand projection and mission will be their guiding light. And it says, although it is unclear exactly what that is.
So after the hiatus, the new version is... coming, and it's going to be more inclusive and diverse.
Pictures on screen. Don't people want pictures? People would rather have pictures on screen for this, right? No?
They said we're always innovating and ideating in all spheres of the business to continue to put our customer at the center of all we do and reinforce our commitment to championing women's voices and their unique perspectives.
I love the word salad that accompanies...
What the hell does that
mean anything. It never means anything, dude. Here's what it says. Did you read this part? To uplift and chant, it says, Victoria's Secret is committed to inspiring women around the world with products and experiences that uplift and champion them in their journey while creating lifelong relationships and advocating for positive change. You didn't say anything. That doesn't mean anything, dude. You make underwear and lingerie. Just say it. We make slutty lingerie and underwear and bras for women. That's all you have to do.
Rihanna kind of already ended them with her brand.
Fenty,
So I don't know. They've kind of ended their prestige as like the lingerie brand, but they were already like ruining it before they ended the fashion show era. Yeah, because they were bringing in all these fat models, and like if you think about it, what I said before is like, men notoriously don't care about lingerie. They care about looking at women's bodies, and lingerie covers women's bodies. Mainly.
Men like hot chicks in any form.
I will take the women in the lingerie. If other men are passing on them, I will take them.
How bold of you.
Send them my way.
And like, also they were saying, we want to rebrand Victoria's Secret so that it's about what women want and not what men want.
What do women want?
What women want is to be wanted by men, or at least to be what they think men want, but men don't actually want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't.
It's kind of hard to follow.
No, I get what you're saying.
But you get what I'm saying,
yes,
right?
I do.
I am every woman.
Dane, you're out of the loop today.
I am every woman.
Might be
first
not
of all,
eating food that is impairing your cognitive function, but
it's a lot.
So they were getting complaints about a culture of misogyny, bullying, and harassment in the company as well.
I'm sure it's not
their marketing...
oodles of hot chicks, because hot chicks don't bully anyone. They're always just so pleasant.
Well, right, we have to believe that attractive women don't have a mean bone in their body.
Right, so a bunch of hot chicks worked together, and it was all very peaceful.
Well, they were blaming the male chief marketing officer, Edward Razak. They said that he was anti-plus size women and anti-transgender models, and said that they wouldn't ever be featured in their fashion shows, quote, because the show is a fantasy. And maybe fat people and trans people aren't part of the average...
The traditional male fantasy.
So
shocking.
That's an absolute shocking revelation to a lot of people.
I could go to a regular mall and see the women that you're putting in the show with them now, and I don't really need to do that.
I had been meaning to watch this, but Hulu put out this documentary or like docu-series last year about it called Victoria's Secret Angels and Demons, which is like it sounds like it's about nothing, and it is about nothing.
Somebody jerked themselves off when they came up with that title.
They're talking about about the issues of sexism and body shaming that took place when Les Wexner, who apparently was on the Lolita Express at one point or another, was in charge of the company. Allegedly, models were made to feel uncomfortable about their bodies, and Victoria's Secret issued a statement after this docuseries came out saying they're a different company with a new leadership team, and they wanted everyone to feel seen, respected, and valued.
Again,
Whatever that means.
Words that mean literally nothing at all. Like if I asked the chat, like, what would it take for you to feel seen, respected, and what was the last one?
Valued.
And I would
It's
ask
all
you,
about you deserve this, you deserve that,
Yep.
not that you have to aspire to be something you're not. You know?
But wait, there's more. Did you know that Lizzo has an opinion on this? She does.
I'm sure she does.
I'm sorry. I'll take the image off the screen.
I'm sorry.
Guy.
Look at that picture, though. Look at that picture.
I got rid of it for a
She
second.
literally can't stand with her feet touching. Oh my gosh! Like, this isn't healthy. This isn't okay.
Dude, I love every time. It was like, and now for the opinion on fat people, Lizzo. Like, it's every time.
Here is her quote. She says,
At least she's staying in her lane.
"But if brands start doing this only because they received backlash, then what happens when the trends change again?" She continued.
I thought she said she wanted to use cancel culture.
Do
for
the
her benefit.
CEOs of these companies value true inclusivity, or do they just value money? I'll answer that question for you. They just value money. They don't. Nobody in the world actually values inclusivity. No actual person in the business world does. That's not a real thing.
Well, the problem is, you know,
Somebody says no. She's in two lanes.
when they put out yeah when they put out a commercial like this with a bunch of fat women in it and trans women in it, but then they sprinkle in some hot women as well, you're supposed to buy the narrative that they're all the same, you know, that they all exist on the same tier of hotness and desirability and fantasy.
And you're
but they
not allowed to
don't.
pick one or the other. You're not allowed to, like, what they should do is they should do this and then like record people watching it and give people remotes and see like who fast forwards through the ugly people and the fat people just to get to the hot women.
I wonder, okay, did they announce like which pop star is going to be like performing at it? 'Cause
It's
that's
going to
a
be
big
Sam
thing, too.
Smith and pasties on it.
Is it going to be Sam
Oh,
Smith? 'Cause
God,
they've-
no.
Traditionally, they've had like, you know, Ariana Grande,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift,
Fall Out
Lady
Boy
Gaga.
Fall Out Boy did it.
Yeah, but like now they're going to choose somebody.
They're just going to have that. I just want to.
Dude, what if
Repulsive.
actually, what if that's what they did? It's just all hot women and Sam Smith does the music and that's how they're inclusive.
That would be awesome.
Or it could be Bad Bunny. What do you think?
All that guy.
Sam Smith and Bad Bunny.
By the way,
Kim Petras?
Bad Bunny is my fault.
Yes, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Bad Bunny happened the second I left Puerto Rico for the US, and the void that I left in that island allowed him to happen. So I'd like to take this moment to apologize
It's
to
definitely
the
your
universe.
fault. It's definitely your fault.
Yes.
What's funny to me is like they're including Bella Hadid in this ad, who is like, of course, model skinny. Notoriously, her mother like tells them to like chew an almond very slowly. And you know, she's like sending this message of love and acceptance and tolerance alongside all of these models who she'd probably rather die than look like them.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
She would probably be utterly humiliated if she gained even 10 pounds in that direction. But we're supposed to accept the message of tolerance and love and acceptance that they're selling. I don't accept that. Also, I don't believe it when Bella freaking Hadid posts a what I eat in a day of her eating anything over 1,000 calories. I don't believe
she
that
eats it
because
when
I'm
she
not
throws
a
up.
gullible little baby.
She throws it up after, though. That's
I mean-
the part they don't
Yeah,
show.
she's like, she hits record. She's like, are we done?
Whatever she's doing, it's only for that day so that she can make you think she has a normal diet.
That
But
was
it's
a
like,
month's worth of food.
I mean,
the
that's
truth is,
Yeah.
if you're a skinny model, you are eating less
Yeah.
than is recommended by a doctor, probably.
Whenever,
not if you work out. Probably not.
It depends.
Whenever
depends.
like skaters would do like day in the lives back in like the mid 2000s, that was like a big thing. Was like day in the lives, and it's like everybody's skating like 9 separate spots. It's like they get up at 8 to go skate. Nobody in the world actually.
this is my normal day in my
Nobody
life.
gets up at 8 to go. Skaters wake up at noon and afternoon, and that's it. Like at least back then, right? So it's like now that you're older, it's a little bit different. But it's like, and it was like, oh yeah, we're up at 9 to go skating. I'm like, liar. You lie. Nobody got up that early to go do that. You're lying. Like, and that trend has just continued onwards. Also, is there a male equivalent to this? To this type of fashion show? Is there a guy's version of this?
Well,
To fat
only
chicks?
gay guys like looking at scantily clad guys that much.
So there's no
honestly.
but I
Maybe
get if a guy version of this
drag
existed, there's no fat dudes in that, are there?
I mean, I wouldn't guess that there are, but they are increasingly trying to include fat models of, like male models as well, like Calvin Klein, for instance.
And that's bad. Don't do that.
I
You don't
mean,
need that.
Calvin Klein literally had a pregnant
Yeah.
trans male, like female to male identifying model. That's the direction we're going in. It's like, it's, you know, have your cake and eat it too, and then throw it up and then claim it's still cake.
It says it's worth noting that only 13 of Victoria's Secret's products on their website go to 4X. Comparatively, 306 products are sold in a size small. So they're not very inclusive over there at Victoria's Secret. That's not very nice of them.
That's hilarious. They just put a bunch of
know.
fat chicks in the shows, and
4XL
they get, like-
is pretty freaking inclusive. If you're not included there.
But only 13
True.
products of it. Only 13 of it. Also, it's like, I imagine that it's more expensive because it's literally more fabric.
It is.
And then they get mad.
always asked, like, why is plus size clothing not more expensive than smaller size clothing? Because they're literally using more material.
Yep.
And it costs more. Your carbon footprint, that's what I don't understand. Like, why aren't we talking about the emissions of weighing 400 pounds, you know?
I don't want to think
must be
about the
pretty
emissions
bad.
of weighing 400 pounds personally.
Like, the carbon footprint of being morbidly obese probably has way more of an impact than if normal sized people start eating Impossible burgers.
Look,
guy
I'm
that-
sorry. Look at this.
the guy that studied that is in Guantanamo right now.
This-
probably.
This looks painful.
This and then
And uncomfortable.
this.
But okay, like,
Everyone chooses this.
scroll
didn't see a
down to the
difference,
video
Brett.
that they posted.
This one
Yeah.
might be copyrighted, but we could.
Oh, is it? Okay.
If it's got music, yeah, probably copyrighted.
But like, they're doing
Yeah.
this.
Everyone cover your ears.
Copyrighted.
Okay, they're doing this in a way that, like, it just flashes all of these images in front of you, and you're supposed to accept that all of them are identical, and they're not. In fact, including the skinny hot ones with the fat ugly ones, it's more cruel.
Yeah.
It's making fun of them.
When you watch them go down the aisle and they place them next to each other, it's like it does feel like they're asking you to like laugh at the like.
Like, this is an industry run by catty, sinister homosexual men and old women.
Yeah.
And you think that they're doing this because they're nice and they're just like giving the fatties a chance?
No, it makes
And you
money.
don't think they're laughing?
It makes money. It makes money
This does
either
not make money.
like it makes them money by whether through investment, right? Isn't that what ESG is all about? That it is responsible investing for social causes. Social causes being 4XL and above.
But ESG is basically so you can get loans.
I mean, these companies are always taking out loans, though, aren't they? Like they're always kind of. Don't most of these companies operate at like a loss a lot of the time?
Yeah, they do.
No, so
But
Like,
it's
it's
their
like
own
gaming
fault.
consoles.
It's their own fault when they do that. You know, Victoria's Secret was a huge brand because they were an aspirational brand.
and I miss that. I miss the.
There were also less things on offer, but
Yep.
yeah.
I miss a time when people, on a whole, considered what they saw in the media to be something aspirational. When I watch old movies and I realize that most of the actors and actresses are tall and good looking, it doesn't make me feel envious. Like it doesn't even feel, in a lot of ways it's weird. It doesn't even make me feel aspirational. It's like I don't look at like a tall like a tall actor and think like I wish I was taller. I appreciate that visually that is what needs to be represented on screen because it's the best possible image of what we're seeing. I don't feel like I need to look like that person, nor do I feel jealous of that person. And it's weird to me that people feel the need to see somebody that looks exactly like them on screen or on the runway. Like, I don't buy that you are a teenager who's overweight and you see an overweight model and now you think, I can finally see myself on the runway. I can be a model. You could have always seen yourself on the runway if you were more disciplined and you had more vision. But people aren't, and they don't.
It's not even about discipline. I mean, sometimes you're just born with advantages, and nobody is willing to admit that some people are naturally inclined or better than others.
Yeah.
It's a fact. Like that's what inequality is.
Yeah, like,
you can't rectify all disparities. That leads to people like literally dying.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're marching towards that.
It sounds
ever so
awfully
slowly.
eugenicist to me.
We're marching towards that ever so slowly here, and not even all that slowly in a lot of cases.
I feel like every show I'm on is just like, hey, you guys want to get blackpilled about stuff?
Yeah.
I don't find it blackpilling because like literally who cares what this like mega corporation does with their brand. I mean,
it's the greater fabric of society, right? It's the fact that
Victoria's Secret is the fabric of society, the very sheer, lacy fabric of society.
It's the best fabric there is. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's the literal fabric. No, but it's to my recurring point that we're in an age where we're so self-censored that we can't express our true desires.
Not everybody can be Jordan Peterson and say no fatties.
Yeah. Legend.
Yeah.
We all just gotta pretend it's like, oh, personally I like the morbidly obese one in the wheelchair with the peg leg. But it's not, truthfully, that's not what you think.
Nope, it's not.
But it is unpolite and unbecoming to have such commonsensical admissions.
This is what happens when you don't push back on women's insanity and neuroticism.
Also, part of it, I think, is like, it's just how much of us we are connected on the internet now. Like, you could see, like, if this was on TV, you could make that comment to your friend in the room with you and be like, look at that, like, that's gross. I don't want anything to do with that. And you'd both laugh and you'd go on about your day.
You're allowed to say that about thin models.
Yeah.
Everyone says that about super thin models because,
they get
it's
shamed
kind of
plenty.
Unsettling and gross to look like, a concentration camp victim while modeling clothes. But they do that because it's the industry. It's a symptom of the industry they're in, and nobody is out here trying to cape for them.
And the
it's a
skinny
personal
models,
choice.
And the skinny models understand that those insults are going to come, and they've just been told, deal with it. The rest of them are not being told to just deal with it because it's okay. It's okay to make fun of one of them, but it's not okay to make fun of the others because there's jealousy behind making fun of one, and there's not jealousy behind making fun of the other.
Yeah, one looks like a plank, one looks like a barrel.
And
in fact, it's well known that Victoria's Secret angels specifically work out and eat in a way that like they don't look like other fashion models. They have more meat on their bones usually. They don't have opportunities outside of specifically lingerie modeling because of that.
Yep.
So that's part of the male fantasy. So are you going to start including bone-thin models in Victoria's Secret ads now? No.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.